hey, Jantang, I remember if you want war and whatsoever, I'll bring it to your doorstep. And I said, yeah, but eventually I remember that I have more guns and more soldiers than you. So you can't that. I have more soldiers than you. I don't care who do you know and whatsoever. I promise you that if you want to go to war, I have a whole army.
Where did you get the money to drink with?
Like what's strata? Most people know me, but I'm a hustler. It's in my bloodline. No.
It's from Pretoria.
No.
Authentic Reflections with Lisecha Senosha.
Mic check.
Mic check. 1, 2.
Yeah, my mic is good, your mic is good, then life is good. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Authentic Reflections with Lisecha Senosha. Now, you know this podcast, we always get to the roots of everything, the beginning, where someone is coming from, and where are they actually planning to go with their life. Now, today, I've got a very interesting individual, someone who's coming all the way from the dirt of Hammanskraal and pushed his life into winning multiple awards in the industry, arts and everything. Now, he's a very good person, and he tries by all means to make sure that everyone around his circle is super okay before himself. But without me talking too much, let me allow him to enter the podcast, Mr. Polelo Madisa.
Yeah. Sharp video by Fate, you know how it is. This is your boy Polelo Jr., aka the Picherian Prince, well known as the big nose boy in the red hat. I'm Refilwe's finest, the best Cullinan could offer. Sharp video, my guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
I must get a button, you know.
Yeah, you need to
I must get that. Yeah. Subscribe so I can get it.
Yeah,
Please.
definitely.
Yeah. So, my guy.
Yeah.
And welcome to the podcast.
Salute.
Yeah. Say hi to the Authentic Reflection.
Sharp video by Fate, thank you for having me. Salute.
So my guy, before I just continue to the podcast, let me ask you this: how are you doing?
Man, I'm alive. Thanks. How are you doing, Sage?
Myself, I'm good. I'm number 10. So how was your day today?
Fate, it was okay. It was long. It was okay because I usually come to work at a certain time of the day.
Yeah.
But today I had to actually come by a little bit earlier. Right, I had to be here around 10 o'clock in the morning, and I've been here ever since.
10 o'clock in the evening. I was like,
and you're like, what's happening? Yeah. No, I've been here in the morning because I had to help around with the training of the new interns that we have here at work, and also had to prepare for the interviews that take place on the show that I host. So we eventually trying to call people every moment of the day until I get those people on air.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that's good, man. You're pushing. You're working.
We're working, guys.
Yeah. But this is Authentic Reflection.
True.
We must start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, from where you come from. We don't want to see this person who wins multiple awards, who's a student, as well as a radio presenter / producer / news anchor.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, dude. Yeah.
Before you get to that person, we want to go from the start.
Yeah.
Like, where were you born?
I was born in Mamelodi Regional Hospital, Daga. But actually, if you'd say where I was born, if it'd been the place of birth, I was born in Cullinan and Refilwe in the east of Pretoria.
Cullinan.
Yeah, Cullinan and Refilwe. It's famously known for its diamond mines. We the producers of big diamonds in South Africa.
Okay. I don't know.
I've never
the place.
been there.
I
No,
don't know
the place. Just after Mamelodi, as the last township on Pretoria East before you just enter Mpumalanga.
Okay, you're on the benchmark there.
Yeah.
Which language do they use there?
Townships around Pretoria have multiple languages.
Yeah.
So we say dominantly Sepedi, but
with
in
a dash
school
of
I did Sepedi. Yeah, because I finished my high school there. So Sepedi, Setswana, with dash of that. Yeah.
Okay, we spent most of your childhood in Cullinan.
Yeah.
Okay. I see you. I see that. So,
I'm the third born child. Yeah, I told you that my name is Polelo. I gotta remember we say my name is Polelo, but my real name, proper name is Polelo Madisa. Polelo Madisa Jr. Second of his name, first of his line.
Any imaging. What does N stands for?
Ngana.
Ndana.
Ngana, yeah, you see, that is why it puts at the end, because a lot of people try to be saying, whatever, and then Omung would read it because it's spelled Ngana. So one would read it as Ngana, but it's a Ngana because of the Montuan.
Oh, I almost said maybe transformative.
You see, yeah. So that's why my name says second of his name, first of his line.
Okay.
I'm second of that name, then first of my line.
Okay, people know themselves, yeah.
Yeah.
People know themselves, yeah. So like growing up in Cullinan, man, how was it?
Yeah. Well, to break it down for you, I didn't literally. I have my teenage years were spent in Cullinan and Refilwe, but my early childhood was spent in Hammanskraal. Yeah. So to break it down for you, what happened is that my mother passed away at a very young age, 2007, 16 to 4 August. It still bothers me, but not a lot. Not people like, hey, I don't.
It's not a cry baby.
I don't cry over it. Just that on the 16th of August every year, I tend to have sleepless nights because of that occurs and whatever. But that's not the whole thing. So practically, what happens is that my mom died at 2007, and then
how many times am I gonna have to correct this guy?
All right, my mother passed away.
Thank you.
2007 on the 16th of August, and then. Yeah, I then moved to Hammanskraal after the funeral. Like I think a month or so, I moved to Hammanskraal. Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, the reason why I'm saying how many times do I have to do this, because there's actually an episode that never got released. We had to cut because we had sound issues. So on the other part, I kept on shouting at this person. Yeah. But anyways, we are not there. We are not there.
Yeah. So
you spend most of your time in Hammanskraal.
Yeah, my childhood. Yeah, from remember when my mother died, I was 6 years old because I'm very young. Okay, when my mother passed away. When my mother passed away, when my mother passed away, I'll never forget it. Yeah, I remember. When my mother passed away, I was very young, 6 years old, and then from 6 until I think 15.
6 until 15.
6 until 15. So that's roughly 8 years.
Yeah.
Right, 7 or 8 years. Right. I was in Hammanskraal, then moved to Cullinan and Refilwe.
Oh, so you started your teens in Hammanskraal?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Finished off in the east of Pretoria.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what type of kid were you when you're growing up?
I definitely would say.
He looks like a problem kid. This one.
No, I think to think about it, that's a very nice question. I've never even asked myself it, but to reflect on that, because this is authentic reflections, right? To reflect on that, I would have to say that I was a very well-spoken child. A lot of people say I speak a lot because of my name, Polelo. So I think I was that. I was a kid that spoke a lot, but also I don't know if there's a thing where you're an introvert, also an extrovert at the same time. if there's a thing, I was that. I was one kid that I fell in love with people. I'm a social butterfly.
Okay.
I love people and people loved me. That is all. I've always been that child of that everyone just loves, because I tend to think that I was very respectful, minding of other people. You know, just that person that everyone wants to be around it. Because I still have friends that we were friends in primary, and then they still text me like, "Yo, remember those days?" And I'm like, man. So I tend to think that I was a very good child. You know, you have friends that eventually lead you to bad things. You understand? I was influenced sometimes by friends where you get them beaten up, get lashes and whatsoever. But overall, I tend to think I was a very good child.
Okay. Have you ever been in a primary fight? Have you fought anyone in primary?
No, not really. But I got injured when I was in primary. Yeah, there was a guy, I'll never forget his name.
Bitch.
Can I name drop?
Go ahead.
Yeah, what was his name? Daniel Mahamba. I could never forget that guy. I was in the 5th grade. So we were playing sort of football, soccer in the classroom. Because it was slippery, I slid and fell down, and the ball stood here behind my cerebral on my spinal. And the guy tried to kick it, but eventually hit me.
Are you sure that didn't damage your brain? But you're crazy now.
Wow, no, really, no. Then I passed out. So literally what happened is that I passed out. Right? And then, that's the only time I remember being injured in primary. Yeah, being injured. Because I passed out. I remember even a friend of mine, there's a friend of mine, that I went to primary with. She's also studying education at North Campus. She once told me of the story last year when we met. Like, remember you passed out when we were in primary. And the whole school was just like...
Wow.
Yeah.
So you legit never fought.
Nah, I don't.
One person teach punch.
No, I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in violence as much as sometimes you have to kind of say push through it. Yes. But I'm not a very violent person, so I kind of edit it. So, but I've never been the type of person that believes in violence.
You don't believe in violence?
I don't believe in violence. But never. You can't really say that a person you never had those fights. But from that age, nah. Okay. I don't. Nothing that I remember.
So from is it 6 years old until 15 years old, you were in Hammanskraal?
Yeah.
Then Hammanskraal. You know, Hammanskraal is known to be a very interesting area. You know, people try to attempt things as well as stuff when they are in Hammanskraal because it's their early stages, they're teenagers and stuff. Now, I want to talk about your first exposure to wrong things because earlier on, before the podcast, you told me that you were once a smoker.
Yeah, true.
Alcohol.
True.
All of those things. So I want you to tell me, like, how did you get yourself involved in such things?
Smoking, right? I won't lie and say that maybe I had peer pressure or any bad influence for whatsoever. Nothing. Maybe I would say movies. Yeah, I would say movies. But eventually, I just decided on my own. No one ever smoked in my family. I have brothers older than me and uncles that I stayed with. Actually, let me say the uncles that I stayed with. None of them smoked. I didn't have maybe people that I know, Braspijo or Brasipo, and whatever that smoked. Nothing. Movies, I think watching movies, there's a favorite character that I love or an actor that I love that used to smoke. And I thought that might be cool and I tried it when I was going to school. And then that was it. You know, first time as a smoker, this thing is not for me, right? I think it was on a Wednesday. To tell the truth, it was on a Wednesday. I was the type of student that never ironed clothes when I was going to school. I just don't know why. But I just did it. Yeah, but on the day I did. Okay. I did.
Interesting.
Went to the store, bought 2 cigarettes, and I was never late at school.
You bought 2 cigarettes?
Yeah.
That was your first time smoking. You smoked 2 cigarettes?
Yeah. So I bought 2, right?
Yeah.
And then I went late. Yeah. So there was no one on the streets.
Yes.
Literally no one.
Yeah.
So I had the first cigarette. Man, you don't know how to do it at the first time. So I was just like, that's it. The other one, I put it in my pocket, then put it in school. So when I got to school, at lunchtime, some of my friends were like, yeah. So I was like, yeah. I think maybe at some point wanted also to be cool.
Yeah.
Then did it. But eventually after some time, I was like, nah.
Wait, how old were you?
50.
Grade 8.
Grade 8. Then I was like, nah, that's not for me.
Yeah,
that's not for me. Yeah. Couple of months down the line. So remember, I had cousins and friends who did not go to the same school as me. So they were also exposed to those things at their school. And they were excelling in those things.
Wow.
Right? So when we get together on terms of holidays, weekends, and whatsoever, then I find that these guys are actually doing the things that I'm trying to revert from. You understand? So I'm like, hey, man, you're doing this thing also. Like, yeah. And then we did it. But for that year, 2015, right? I think after trying because I had asthma. Right? I coughed off a lot, but my mom was like, hey, you smoking. You started to do things. So in fear of getting caught, I was like, nah, let me cut it off. Then I cut it off. Then when I actually started smoking was went back 2016.
2016?
2016. Just a
2016, not 2016.
2016. 2016. Just a year because it was a couple of months and I was like,
Brick, wait. You said mother.
Yeah. Or I told you that when I refer to my mother, I refer to my sister.
You told me, but you didn't tell the people. So I want you to elaborate on that.
I'll tell the people. When I refer to my mother, I refer to the sister that raised me. Yeah, I take that as my sister. Remember, I told you that, and as black people, we don't have this thing of cousins. And I think those things are white for people. Yeah, your cousin is your sister. That's it. Yeah, one malume, that's your sister.
So okay, I get that part. So now let's continue. Now you got you started smoking,
Yeah.
and then drinking. How old were you when you started drinking?
At 17.
You still drinking?
Yeah, I remember we were exposed to such things at a very young age coming from townships. You cannot try and say there are other people that are not. Eventually, yeah, you have to take it that there's people that come from the township that are not exposed to such things.
You know, sometimes I ask myself, like, what are the benefits of smoking? Like, when you smoke, what do you feel?
There's nothing, literally nothing. You're on a nicotine drive. Remember, for you to become addictive to cigarettes is because of the nicotine and the tar that they put in there. That's the only thing. So once you do something, eventually addiction, remember last week we were speaking about addiction, doing something repeatedly, then you then depend on it. So nicotine, your lungs depend on it. So eventually when you feel like, I haven't taken a smoke, you become in another man. You start feeling worse because your lungs, you feel like you can't breathe. The only thing that's going to open the chamber to the lungs is that nicotine. So you know how it feels. It's as if you're drowning and someone comes and pulls you out when you take a smoke. Do you think white people can wake up 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning and go to speech? I'm fiscate and whatsoever. It's because of that type of feeling.
Hi guys, no, I can be addicted to a lot of things, but not
because
smoking.
you've never experienced it. You've never been.
I don't even want to. No.
You see, that's the why. So so that's the problem. Once you addicted to those things, it's a lot. So you just have to tell yourself, if you don't see the problem with it, you're never gonna quit.
When you yourself, you stopped smoking, right?
Yeah.
Like, how did you overcome the feeling of you're holding your breath? I mean, like, if you go inside water, you won't make peace. You'll end up coming out for air.
Yeah, right.
Now you tell me, how did you overcome that feeling, the urge?
It takes a lot of commitment, definitely. So for me,
how long did you smoke?
From 2016, right? Because that's like properly get into the 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 6 years.
6 years of smoking.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
Off. Like a team of computer.
Yeah. I to remember, that's why I say if you don't see a problem with something, you're not gonna change it. With a certain behavior, you don't see a problem with a certain behavior, you're not gonna change it. Right? So remember, I used to smoke cigarettes and marijuana.
Okay.
Right? So it just dawned upon me. Okay, and actually I had a conversation with a friend of mine. Said something that was very awakening in a sense that someone might not have understood it, right? Someone might have not understood it, but we had a conversation. We're sitting at my place, right? I had a shack called Continental Grounds. That's where me and my bros used to sit out, smoke and drinks and all those things, right? So we're sitting one night and we're speaking it. So apparently what happened was that during the day, I had seen another hot man smoking. When I thought this hot man can't, he's a family man that goes to church, and we could literally never think of that, right? So I tell him, not that we're gossiping or anything, it's just a conversation. I'm like, dude, I saw hot man is so abag. He's like, yeah, but he hides it. But I'm like, man, he's the man of the house. Why should he hide such things and whatsoever? So he spoke this time to say, you might feel, because I was saying that there's literally no one who can tell me to stop smoking, because literally no one told me to start. So literally no one can stop. Whether it's I meet a girlfriend who doesn't like smoking or whatsoever, no one's gonna tell me to stop smoking. And then he made this statement to say, well, you're just only saying that now. But what happens when you meet someone, and then maybe let's say for instance you have a kid with that someone, and then they tell you that you have to stop smoking because of one reason. What if you die of lung cancer? What am I going to tell your kids? That their father killed themselves sticking up on cancer sticks? And then your daughter's going to grow up to hate you because you're not going to be there for her 21st birthday because you killed yourself smoking. It's not like you died with a car accident. We're like, it's an accident. But you literally had to control whether you want to live or you want to die. And you chose to die. Because that's what smoking leads to. That's it.
Hey, talk about being frank.
And yeah, right. And also, what happened? What led to to quit smoking? My performing arts career, having been able to stand on stage, to be on stage for 2 hours long performing non-stop. With how I used to, with how sorry for that, with how I used to smoke.
Yeah.
The fact I couldn't take that. You would never play. Do you think I could have played the dungeon for that long and when I was still smoking? I can't. It takes a lot. So you need to be able to say, you know what, this is the type of things that I want to achieve in life, and this is what I want. And then I have to sacrifice these certain things or let go of this behavior for me to attain that. So if you don't do that, you're gonna stuck in the same position. I was telling you that your life is not gonna get better next year or this year because you're still doing the same things that you were doing last year. So what's gonna get better from that? Hey.
This script is getting useless now.
You understand? So that's the thing. And also having to see that, man, I wanna be okay, because you walk into spaces, man, where you're the only smoker. Yeah, at first it seemed cool, but eventually, because you might not believe it, but I have a social anxiety. For me to walk in a crowded place, I don't go to the mall alone.
Oh, what?
You see, you might not believe it. If Peterson is here, he will tell you. When I knock off here, Peterson accompanies me and because he knows that I cannot pass go short left when it's full. I literally can, and there's no other way. Proper, there's no other way. It's the main road. I just can't. That's how I am. So
you talk too much, but you're afraid of people.
When I walk, maybe go kasi, and there's a group of guys sitting at the corner, cigarettes. I would need a cigarette because that's you know it. Yeah. So, but eventually, when you start moving from that circle, going to academic spaces or meeting people with different intellect, and then you see that, hey, I'm not cool doing this thing, bro. You're gonna get left behind. What if you walk into a space where there's billionaires and whatsoever and there's no smoking allowed? What are you gonna do? Do you wanna go out every 2 hours because you have an urge? It's not gonna work like that. So you need to reform yourself. So it's like that.
So why did you leave smoking? Let me ask this. Why did you leave it?
It wasn't worth it. Health reasons and also for my performing arts career. It wasn't worth it. And then what happens when you broke? Because I used to smoke, I didn't smoke cheap cigarettes.
Hey, okay, Mr. Money Man.
And nothing of that sort. I didn't. Never. I did when times were tough. But me being in my comfort zone, I didn't smoke that. So what happens when I'm broke? You're gonna have a problem. You're gonna start asking for people and smoking drugs from the wrong people.
Do you remember the day when you smoked for the last time? Like the last day? Do you remember the day?
I think if I'll be sure. I'll try to be sure. 30 May 2021. I was with Niran Wanamkala with the king, the Madan. Niran Mkala didn't smoke cigarettes, smoked weed. So we had a Bible session because we guys that like reading the Bible. So we had a session and it was like, this is the last day that we smoked. And then we smoked when we quit. Madala Mpetu, a week later, I was already smoking. Yo, Madala, what happened? But I did relapse a few times due to my mental health. But eventually, September, after going to therapy, I was like, that's it. I'm going to try and fight it off. And ever since.
Did you perform a ritual or something to say, you know what, in the name of blah, 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 you are out. I'm stop speaking.
You know why it became easier for me? Because it was not the first time. I have a friend, a very best friend of mine, Khoroshi. He will tell you the story that he remembers in 2019, I had a pack of cigarettes, right? And then I broke them off at midnight, turning into the new year. I broke them off and said, Khorosh, you ever see me smoking? Bon, I don't care what you do, but don't be my friend anymore. And he will tell you that, Diman, 3 days down the line, I came to his place, he's already there smoking. So, but then you can't keep going back to the things that broke you to try and seek validation. So every time I have a relapse, I'm going to go back smoking. So you need to try and moving forward. Yeah, we need to take a pause. Time up. I'll be back.
You're going to read the news?
Yeah, time. It's what I'm here for.
Yeah, welcome back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this guy has to work, and I just asked him to make, some time for us. But
yeah, he poached me at work. I'm at work, so now I have to go in the studio, do some things, and come back. But hey, anything for Liseja, people that tell me if people don't want to come to your podcast.
Okay,
I'll get them. They'll come here. I don't have. You know me. I trust you. Yeah,
you're gonna make it happen.
And they'll come and they'll talk to you. Yeah, they'll give you their life story. You cannot be there because what you're doing here, it's a very nice thing. I've watched the previous episodes and I was like, this is nice.
Thank you. Guys.
This is nice. This is dope, bro. But fair to do follow Liseja Senosha, Authentic Reflections with Liseja Senosha. Do like and subscribe. But this thing of black people not liking and following us is wrong. We'll not have that.
Even white people will help.
Yeah, hey, everyone follow us.
All the races.
Yeah.
But anyways, man, let's continue with this one.
True. Yeah.
So, you were talking about smoking.
Yeah, smoking.
Yeah. I even asked you the reasons why that led you to smoking and everything. I just want you to just tell us a little bit about, the overview of smoking. What's your view of this concept in the community?
Yeah. Remember, there's reasons why people smoke. Mm-hmm. When I smoked marijuana, Zolo, the party. When I smoked that, it was because of insomnia. A lot of people do it because of the plague, the high. Yeah. For me, I suffer a lot from insomnia. If you text me around 3 o'clock in the morning, I might be still up. So I used to smoke because of that. And also what led to me to smoke weed was that it made me calmer because I had issues of anger. Mm. So when I smoked, I was calm. I could be calm. I'm all laugh, blah, it's all, you understand? Oh, wow. So, but I then said that I cannot be a fully grown, matured man and still rely on those. I'm going to have a family one day, and then my kids, what am I going to tell them when they're suffering? So I had to try up with ways to actually mitigate it.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, but in the overall aspect, smoking by faith too. I won't make decisions for you or tell you how elamama, but you literally slowly day by day killing yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, sucking on them cancer sticks. It's born literally. As much as I always say that we all gonna die, but you literally just cutting your days shorter.
Sometimes we all gonna die, yes, but then I don't want to die an unhealthy life.
True.
Imagine they say you're gonna die at 80, but at 65 already your lungs are broken.
True.
I until 80.
I remember I told you. I told you about Khoroshi, ne?
Yeah.
I think because it also will then, Khoroshi didn't smoke. I would tell you this, most of my friends didn't smoke, but today they smoke because I introduced them to that. I'm not proud of it. I'm not, hey, listen, Toya. You understand? But I think he's quit now. I'll call him because he said that was his New Year's resolution. We spoke Malobanyana, but didn't get too much into it.
Must buy the cell phone here. Must call people here.
Yeah. He said he's going to quit. Yeah. I remember one time he was saying to me that, we call it that, like I call you, and it's like, hey, home it's for mona I get when I know tuba mona was na mutho go botsa nselo na tja goga mona o understand. But either way, you can not smoke and then still die. But then I tell him this, that I feel when it's 60, when we are at 60, when we are supposed to live our best life, receiving cigar and drinking cognacs, you won't be able to do that because the father would be back down. The child. So rather you save yourself for that time if you want to smoke. But eventually, smoking leads to one of the most disturbing factors that we have. We find Maji that they start with cigarettes, move into Znyaup, and now there's crystal meth. Zola actually you better, you want something stronger, you find yourself entitled or intertwined within crystal meth, Znyaup, and it's heartbreaking, it's disheartening to find smoking crystal meth.
Sometimes it gets difficult for me. Not get difficult. Sometimes it gets me thinking to say maybe all these people that are smoking everything, maybe they're just cowards. Because if you think about it, they are running away from their own reality.
Yeah.
From their own self and how their mind works.
You see, when you're going to smoke, that's why I say we smoke for different reasons. If you're smoking it for that, to say, I'm being treated like this and this and this is to make me come up. For me, you're a coward man. You're a weak man. Yeah, you can kill me. Come and shoot me if you want to, guys. But that is my opinion. I'm entitled. That this is the Republic of South Africa. I'm entitled to the right, right of speech and as expression. But Ntanga, I think we need a new, different breed of man. a new different type of generation that's gonna say, you know what, this is what's happening socially, local and with me, but I'm gonna be a better man. I'm gonna be a better man. I always say salute to you, Lesotho, for doing this, man. I remember also at a podcast, but I wouldn't go to the lens of having these beautiful things that you have here. That shows how serious and determined you are. Yeah. We need that breed of people to say, and then for me to get that, I must jump over this, and that, and jump over those things, and not say, "Eish, build the bridge." We can't have that. No.
Yeah. You know, I'm Mr. DIY. That's one thing about me. If I want something, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows me about that, but we are not. It's not about me here. It's about you.
Yeah.
So we spoke about smoking. You started at a very early age, I must say, and we spoke about life in the beginning of high school and stuff like that, because that's where you started. We spoke about primary, and we spoke about the beginning of high school, because that's where you started smoking.
As middle school, I went from primary, middle school, and high school. I'm a very intellectual person and a well-spoken young man.
What kind of friends did you have?
Friends. I have friends that are well, no. There's life companions, there's buddies, and the friends that I say friends are the siblings that God never gave us. Right. Life companions is guys, hey, Zo. And by the way, my nickname is Zonana. So people call me Zonana. Like Zonana, I don't have smile never in the beer. And then there's buddies, the person that I see once in a while and still we hang out. And there's friends that Shaka is my friend. DJ Shakara say shout out to my nigga Khoroshi. I know those are my niggas, those are my brothers. Those I know, these are the people that even sometimes, I can't count on them, but they're my brothers.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
So what kind of people are they? Are they the ones that influenced you to the life of drinking alcohol and everything?
Nah, I influenced those niggas into that life. Yeah, but those niggas are the niggas that push, bruv. Those are the niggas that want best of me. Shaka is a clinical engineer. I have intellectual friends, bruh. That's what there are friends that are friends, and there's friends that are friends. So I'm first time. Khoroshi is an educator. He's pushing, he's doing his own things. Mabi is studying electrical engineering. Tato is a mechanical engineer. He's working as a supervisor at the Cullinan Abattoir house. Dinaro just had a baby, but she's also into IT and whatsoever. No, she's an entrepreneur now. She started a business. She's selling. That's my favorite cousin, by the way. Shout out to General Dinaro. And who's my other friend? I kind of have a lot of friends in Yana that are pushing in life. I don't have friends that are not really doing anything. I can't.
Let's be friends.
Yeah, with my intellect, bruv. Do you think how?
I believe that I push.
Yeah, I want someone who's gonna push, who's gonna encourage me. My friend Peterson, the one that I play with, my actor friend, he's a pushing that guy. He's a private investigator. He's pushing. We have DeRay Masenya. He's pushing. We have Junior Rems. I have a lot of niggas that are pushing, man. I want people that push. My circle is all about. I'm an alpha that surrounds himself with generals. That when I say to go, I remember, don't laugh at this, but I was telling this other guy once, we had an altercation, and then we were speaking there, and he says, hey, Jantang, I remember, if you want war and whatsoever, I'll bring it to your doorstep. And I said, yeah, but eventually remember that I have more guns and more soldiers than you. So you can't that. I have more soldiers than you. I don't care who do you know and whatsoever. I promise you that if you want to go to war, I have a whole army leading behind me. So you can't do that.
Yeah. Okay, the Polelo army.
Yeah.
I get you, man, bro. That's major.
That is why my friends have titles. That's why I say I have General Mdinaro and Lieutenant Shaka. And first time they fall in certain ranges within the friendship pyramid.
There's a pyramid.
Yeah.
Are you guys not equals? Wow.
Yeah, you need to settle it for your friends. There's a friend that you can call to Yamata, and then they cannot help you. You can have I want you guys to attach to this. Maybe I might be wrong or whatsoever, but you can have 5 friends and call 5 of them and say, "Kopela 100 rand," and no one gives it to you. You don't have friends. Then what are you then doing with those people? Yeah, nothing. You're going to an interview. You're being interviewed. There's an endorsement deal that you have to sign. Those people, I say, we want authentic reflections. We want to edit guy. Ntanga, be here at maybe say 8 o'clock in the morning. and then you don't have nothing. It's in Joburg, you need 200 rand, and you call 5 of your friends, they don't make a plan. It's all, leave that cycle. Because even if I don't have it, listen, I have to say, Edward says, I can 30 rand. And then, okay, mfana kana silo mara, mama antle ka 50. Or I boy na mara kana 16 because when you call them, you say, ntanga ke gopela 200. Ke batla go so, mfana kana silo mara kana le choko. It might add up. They have to give you something about 5 and say, I don't have nothing. You're not connected. Leave that friend. Leave those friends. Leave those friends. Obageng was telling me one time to say, I know you because you're connected. I won't speak in too much in this incident, but there was an incident where it involved the law enforcement. You know, when they allow you to one call, right? Yeah. Guess who he called? Yeah. He said, call Polelo Madisa. He'll know what to do. I did this with the law. They have arrested me, but I'm entitled to one phone call. Then phone call people usually call their lawyers, and he said, call Polelo and Madisa, will know what to do. Because either if I don't have that help, I must know someone that will help you. Life is all about connection. It's all about who you know.
What's the one?
Yeah, you can have 5 degrees and whatsoever. That's why we say you are street smart or book smart. We might be reverting from things, but my friends that are street smart and friends that are book smart. Shaka is book smart. That's why I said, hey, I have friends, Ishmael Apan, the one that handled my whole university applications because I was busy on the streets, hustling. So Yana's like, hey, boy, he's street smart, but let's get him book smart. Balance. I told you that I came with an intellect from a young age. The balance start to balance the book and you'll be good for life. Open my contact lists. I have powerful people in there.
Okay. Now I know you're jumping ahead.
Yeah.
You're jumping ahead and
sorry. Yeah. Come on. Sorry for that. Yeah, but let's.
So I was talking about your friends in those days, but
friends are the siblings that God never gave us. Lisage. Do cherish your friends, bro.
Yeah.
Pick the right friends and cherish them.
Okay. No, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
Now I want to know high school life. Now, was there where you started doing? Yeah, and like how was your first time? How was your first time?
Fuck. Sorry, but yeah. Man. Yeah, but that's a deep question, bro. High school.
How old were you when you did it for the first time?
I won't lie to you. People like to lie, bro, and say, yo, we started having sex at a young age. I mean, I think 17 turning 18.
17 turning 18.
Yeah, I won't lie and said people, because I'm young either way.
How old were you when you started masturbating?
Kind of score mode. Yeah. Remember, next, but around this age, I would lie to you and say I started a lot of things late because I was not really interested in them that much. Yeah, not really. Yeah. I think when I started having sex, because now you start having sex, and for that particular moment of time, you realize that you can't get it as easily as you did. So there has to be a resort to that. Even now, I'm 23 years old, but I've never bought prostitutes because I don't believe in it. My morals do not allow me for. I don't have a problem with prostitutes. If I register someone, I register, that's good, no problem. I don't have it. Yeah. So when I felt that, hey, Shintanga, and I don't like just sleeping around, so let me resort to this. Yeah.
What's your body count?
13. Definitely counting from high school, from the first time I had sex, right? I would say not a lot, maybe 8.
Maybe 8.
Yeah. Does the sound affect? Does it come through? Go.
It's not affecting.
It's not affecting. Yeah, I think maybe 8. If I'm not, I'm not. Don't make 8. Me a monster, man. Don't make me a monster, man.
So the age of 17 opened the doors.
Yeah.
After you started feeling the.
Yeah. And I won't lie. Oh, bruv. You.
Please lower the mic now.
Oh, it's making yeah. It's an awesome experience, right? I think everyone. But it's true, right? Isn't it? It is, right? It is an awesome experience, right? Because people tell you, and one thing, I've never really watched porn. I literally just didn't. So You hear people speaking about it, you watch scenes on movies and whatsoever, you're like, I wonder how it is. And then you have it. And then it was it. And luckily for me, I had someone that.
Wait 2 seconds.
Out here, Liseja is asking me things. I don't know. Yeah. I was saying that you get people then that already had done it. For me, I had some. Likely for me, I had met someone who had already gone through that
experience.
Yeah, that's why I say I don't have a problem. That's why I don't like virgins.
It's always with older women.
Sorry, man. Yeah, is it fine here?
Yeah, it's
yeah. That's why I don't like virgins. I did have my encounters with virgins. It's not as how people like, for me, nah. I'd rather have someone who is experienced.
Like a Kenya Wooly.
Yeah. So, that's it.
Yeah.
What else?
That's fine.
What else is there?
Let's leave that part because we know if we start talking about
it's not going to end now. It's not going to end now because we'll have to tap into positions and whatever.
Dragon style.
Yeah, it's not going to end now. So, but unless we have another episode or whatsoever, but
it's fine. No, we will talk about something. There's something I want to partner with you on.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll talk about that post. So okay, Polelo Madisa, you are this boy who's 17 years old who just introduced himself to coitus, and from there now you want to move on with your life. Wait, I just want to know, like, when you started drinking and everything.
Yeah.
Like, what was the pushing factors?
I'll unpack this. It's something that I'm not really comfortable speaking about. I'll tell you it off air, off record, but I'll just
this guy is into radio, off air.
Yeah, I'll tap into it now. Remember, I said
that sound when it moves. So hopefully keep it in the air.
Okay, is it okay here right now? I'll try to keep it here. So what happened? I told you that I relocated to Pretoria East, right? So what happened is that my move wasn't really a very great one.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of issues going there. You understand. So now I'm a teenage boy, exposed to this new environment where things are happening like this and that, and then I fell prey to it. I don't think if ever I had moved at that particular moment of time in my life from Pretoria North to Pretoria East, I would be this type of person. Or I could have experienced that, but I'm glad that I did eventually, right? So me drinking was that I already tasted alcohol. My mom's drinks. So when we were together, like, don't one. And then I was like, oh man, yeah. But eventually, now you're in a place, you're on your own, where you're getting money, and you're like, people are drinking, let me drink, man. And then that was it. I was like, man. Because when I'm drunk, Liseja, you see me 10 times more. And the articulation, the pronunciation, and the English, the knowledge.
The nuances.
You understand, man. Yeah. So that was it. But eventually I became exposed to like every ordinary kid would be. You get to a place, you experience, you exposed to this, you get through it. But what's important is self-discipline. I could take 3 months and say I'm not drinking and I'm not going to drink it, but heavily, 2019 I drank heavily because I was going through depression. I didn't know it. 2020 I suffered PSI, I didn't know it and drank but now you can't tell that I'm the same person. I had collarbones in that. You see this thing? Yeah, collarbone. You could pour water and could stand still. I'll try to get a picture of me and send it to you. Yeah, I was like that, but I overcome it. I became a kid.
Depression.
Yeah.
Go stress again.
Life at its own. You know what? Black people don't understand this, that depression, bro, it's in its simplest form, the elevating of mood and the changing of moods of a person throughout a single day. Now you're just like, the next thing like, what is that? The next thing you just, when you sort of not bipolar, but you look at things in life and you just get depressed. And then I think we as realists are the people that came from that depression to say, hey, this is this and that, but let me try to work around that. Because look at the state of the economy, and you having that dreams of yours to say, I want to be this type of person, and say, and when that's actually reality, but I might not achieve that. And then the depression starts like, yeah.
Now, the reason why I asked that question is that I wanted it to be personal, not generic. Now you're giving me a general answer.
Oh.
I want you to tell me what was running in your mind that was making you get depressed.
Depressed, yeah. Right. Let's start from 2019. 2019, fresh from Matric, had applied to all the universities that I could try. Literally nothing came out of those. Right?
Did you pass well?
Yeah, I passed, bro. I passed with the bachelor's, man. What do you think? Yeah, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm like, yo, bruv, I tried. Bruv, I remember I slept TUT main campus at the gate.
Outside?
Outside.
But it's cold there.
Cold, bro. Yeah.
But you slept there?
Slept there because I was eager for the occasion. What blanket? It was me, it was Bosch, Smatepa, it was YG, it was Neo General, who was the other lady? Jessica's mom has a place in Kempton Park. She left, went to Kempton Park General. His friends assisted him, and the 4 of us, we stayed there to a point where comrades even got us rooms, but there's nothing because it's still January. People are not back. We slept. It was tough, bro. That's how eager we were for education. We love knowledge, but nothing happened. When they tried going to UFS, University of Free State, Northwest University, tried all those things, and now when that thing hits here, bro, it's a problem. I come from a poor family. I come from I come from nothing, literally. Doesn't mean I'm nothing though, but I come from nothing. So when you think that, hey, I'm trying to achieve this thing so I can better myself and better my family, my one shot of going to university is trained, it hits you deep. And then you go out there, you look at yourself. I remember, bro, it came a moment of self-introspection and self-realization when I stood. There was a time I stood there and I looked at Kash and I said, Kash, it's nice, but I don't want to see myself here. I'm working so hard to get out of the city, and I will. So it didn't work out, right? Then you start having those mild depressing moments and whatsoever. I went to an academy, jewelry manufacturing academy. Shout out to Infundiso Skills Development. Went there, started jewelry manufacturing, but that's not me. I'm just doing that so that I don't stay at home. But that's not me. So I have to wake up in the morning like, going there and whatsoever. No, mama. And then I was like, you know what? For me to number this feeling, let me resort to drinking. Yeah. And I smoked a lot of weed in 2019.
So you are what you said drinking people are earlier on. At that point, you were a coward. Because you said that.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Were a coward.
For me to try and numb that. Yeah, I was weak, man. I wouldn't lie to you. I say I was weak. I was a coward. I was a pathetic person. But not those people that are pathetic for me. You understand?
That's how you felt.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Right? No problem. I drank blood, drank every weekend, every single day. 10 to 2020.
Where did you get the money to drink?
Like Wastrata. Most people know me. I'm a hustler. It's in my bloodline. No.
It's from Pretoria. Someone will say you are hustling. They are hustling. Hustle you.
No, nothing of that sort, man. I'm a well-spoken person. Yeah. I worked around shops. Did odd jobs there and then, and I clean your car, and whatsoever. As long as I could get the weed, man, you know.
Just to numb the feeling.
Yeah, just to numb the feeling. And then came 2020. I was dating this young, lovely girl. She'll get into it. She can't get into it. It's fine. Dating this other lady. She also supported me throughout my downfalls. I think practically she carried me throughout 2019. She carried me throughout 2019. Shout out, Ntwana.
You the man.
Yeah, she carried me. Yeah, definitely. I give her flowers, man. We're no longer in communication, but I can't then not give her credit where it's due. She carried me throughout 2019. 2020, I tried again, applying to universities. Tried again. They called me at Arts Campus to do auditions because I had played for drama. Went there, did my auditions, couldn't get in. I couldn't get in. I applied, I danced, anything that you start to get in. I'm like, right? But I tried everything, literally, I tried everything. Call center management, still nothing. Tried anything just to get in. then I'll change the course if it goes. Then nothing. Then I said, hey, bro, but then I cannot then sit because now I smoke. I have a girlfriend. When that situation is deteriorating, and I have to get a job, right? Then I got a job. And
This is 2020.
This is 2020. Yeah, got a job. Cavalier group of companies, Cavalier abattoir houses, right? It's a slaughterhouse. An abattoir, it means a slaughterhouse. Yeah, but not people, cows and sheep. Yeah, then I work there. It's one of the most shout out to it actually, because it molded me and made me a better man also, but it was one of the most depressing moments of my life. That's where I encountered PSI, right? It was cold. I suffered a lot from that place.
What's PSI?
Passive suicide ideation. Yeah. Passive suicide ideation. Okay. Yeah. And then, yeah. But I will get into that. Right? So I worked there, Cavalier Abattoir House. That was nice. It was fun, but it was also killing me. That's where I got introduced to a little bit of the other drugs. Right? Yeah. Because I needed to keep up with the stamina. Work. I used to pack at least 6,000 crates of meat per day.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay, sorry, yeah. Yeah, I was working then. So when working there at Cavalier Abattoir House, that's where I took the radical decision to say, you know what? I can't work here more than 2 years. I have to make a plan. Whether I get admitted to a university or not, the following year I have to make sure I leave this city, I leave this town, and better myself. And luckily enough, like I told you, I have very great friends. Ishmael Apan, one of my friends called Mafeta. He used to work at State Theatre and also a mentor here at TUT. Applied for me because I had quit applying because like, oh man, can I say like apply and demand someone or whatsoever? Then he had my details. He applied for me, Department of Journalism, because he felt like this guy, journalism really suits him. He can tackle this and this and this and this. Let me just try and apply for him. And they did. And then I got it. So yeah.
Shout out to that guy.
Shout out to Ishmael Mafita. Ishmael Apani Mafita. Kinchaka Madogo, he knows. Yeah, you will forever have my gratitude. I'll forever be indebted for you for what you did for me. Definitely.
That was the beginning of the spike.
Yeah, and then there's people, Braga, that I'm leaving out because I have a lot to say, Braga, just because you're working on time. There's also a guy called Frank the Guru. I think he's in Singapore now, if not Dubai, because the last time I spoke to him, he was in Dubai, then he was flying off to Singapore. My mentor, that guy, bravo, I don't want to lie, that guy, when I was going through the most difficult time of my life, he was the guy that was there for me. If I could tell you the story of how I met Frank and how we became friends, you would not believe it. That guy, I used to wake him at 3 o'clock in the morning for 2 rands. For him to come and photocopy my ID. I would get something to say, hey, Mona, University of Mpumalanga or University of where there's walkings. Go there. That person is sending me that thing about 10 o'clock in the evening. What internet cafe does open at 6 because they open at 9, 10 in the morning. You have to be in the first taxi that leaves 5. I used to wake up Frank for 2 rands. Photocopying is 2 rand. I would call Frank and say, Frank, around 12, I said, Frank, hey man, there's a space where or interview, I need to photocopy my ID. I don't know, come to the shop. 3 o'clock, I'll open for you. I'll open for that guy, hey Joe, Frank the Guru, man. That guy. And let me tell you the story of Frank. So Frank, I met him. I went to do a CV, right? I'm looking for internet cafes. So I don't find one. So I'm walking around cars. I find internet cafe, Frank. So I do that CV. So I think he made a mistake on my CV. So I go back. I'm like, I paid you 15 rands for this CVs like this. And like what's the CV for? I'm like, I'm trying to apply for universities, but things are not clacking and whatsoever. It's like, come, I'll help you with those applications. We did. Then he applied for me NSFAS. Then NSFAS now is giving me problems because death certificate of my mom. I have to go back and forth. He was like, dude, I'm a prayer warrior. He's a pastor. Says, no, come to church. Come to a church that I have. And then we'll try and pray for this thing. I said, like, I don't go to church because I'd quit church then. And I was like, I don't do churches. But he's like, no, I then have prayer sessions. come to the prayer sessions and then we'll pray for it. I was like, I have nothing to lose. Let me go to Frank. I went to a prayer session and then we became friends from there. So I go there. He calls me, hey, Junior, come, let's check your applications from time to time. I don't have money to pay this guy, remember, bruv. But he's doing all those things for free. Then I say, Frank, hey, bruh, I don't have money. It's like, don't worry, it's fine. When God provides, you'll do those things, right? So one time, 2020, when I was still marketing at Cavalier, right? Because I marketed there three months. It's the same distance from crossing to where I stay. Every single day, I used to go there with people that work there, as if I'm working there, then stay at the gate. When they knock off at 5 o'clock, I go back with them at home, as if I'm working there, but nothing. So I get tired one day and I tell Frank that, Frank, man, I'm going back to my mom's place. And remember, guys, when I refer to my mom, I refer to my sister. I'm going to my sister's place in Hammanskraal just to clear off my hair. And it's like, nah, let's have a prayer session on Wednesday and Thursday, go there. It's fine. We have a prayer session, he prays. And I remember Brian, he held my hands like this. He said, as I was praying for you, I had a vision. I had encountered a vision. I saw you wearing white clothes and white boots. So don't go to Hammanskraal. Go there one last time. And then eventually something will come there. And I went to Cavalier. And apparently, when he saw me in that vision, he was seeing me working there because Cavalier, they wear white clothes and white boots. I tell you, a week that was it. I'll never, shout out to Frank the Good. I love that guy. I love that guy to bits, bro. He told me as he was praying that, Junior, I see a fire within you. A fire that needs to be unleashed. That is why that manager, he would even give me money. He would even give me money and say, hey, Muna, the University of Mpumalanga there. Go there. Frank, I don't know anyone there. You'll sleep in the toilets, man. You're a man. You'll make a plan. Just go there. And then when I got accepted, that guy, you know what? Closed the shop and said, let us pray, Brian. God is good. God's grace is good. And I think that is why my motto comes to say, if my life does not help end the suffering of another person, then it's useless. Because I know that I've met great people in life, Brian. People who knew nothing about me, but made sure. Frank Braga would take me to the mountain and say, Braga, you're going to pray. You're going to get into one of those universities. If you don't get one of those universities, you're going to get a job that's going to change your life. Shout out to Frank the Guru. And when I had the ability to then say, I can go and thank him, God also showed him grace. He had to move out of the country and go make a better life for himself. Frank the Guru. I'll tell you, they will tell you, my sister knows me. I have a sister called him Gwazen. He'll tell you that when Junior speak of Frank, you don't know, because she met him. Because she did not understand that, how is it possible that a guy can wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning for 2 rands, for a photocopy of 2 rands. And sometimes I don't even have that 2 rands. But Frank would open his shop. And then I was so heartbroken. One time they broke into his shop and they stole some things for him. But he did not deter. Frank would wake up Brian wearing an Italian suit. I will shop, come you and do 2 rands photocopy. And those 2 rands gather me and buy a sparkler and a dragon. And one day I asked him that, Frank, why do you always wearing suits? That man wear suits every single day. I like why. He says, I'm preparing for when God answers me.
Hey. You know, that's what we call think and grow rich.
Yeah. Frank the Guru, all the way from Zimbabwe. He came from Zimbabwe. He said, bro, here. You cannot reason with that guy. And he's a very humble person. Very great guy. But let's not revert. Let's not revert from the name.
Shout out to Frank the
Guru.
Wow.
Frank the Guru.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's super, man. That's super. Bruh, so now, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go from
I don't
this
want to lie.
one.
I want with Frank the Guru, Braga. I think we could have a whole episode on telling that guy because I cannot speak it all. Remember that song that says, if I had said 10,000 tongues, it will not be enough for me to thank that guy. Yeah, I remember there was a song that he taught me that I will never forget. It says, when, I loved it. That is the only song that I love, that Frank song. It says, and when the angels sing, I'll remember it and I'll play it for you. Frank the Good. That guy was powerful, bruv. And when we have to speak spirituality, that guy awakened me, Liseja. That guy brought out something in me. You see, the fire that I have was awakened by Frank the Good. He told me in front of, when he was praying, remember you pray, right? Say, and then you see a person that's praying. And you don't understand what is happening. He's praying, that guy. He's sweating, he's speaking in tongues. And he speaks and stands up. And he starts with that sister that he holds and he prophesies. And he came to me and stood and looked me in the eyes. And said, Junior, you have a fire inside of you, young man. You need to unleash that fire. So the fire was there, burning a little bit. He put firewood on that. Gluco. Yeah, fire gluco machala petrol, from that. And when I did get education, and when I got admitted to University of Technology, TUT, there was no stopping me. There's no stopping me, Lisage. Literally no way, bro. I'm destined for greatness. My friend Peterson, I remember, I am using a new phone. I would show you the screen so that I still have them in my phone. 2 weeks or a month, we had been friends. I'll show you that thing, and you'll send it. You'll show it to the people some other time. He told me, my friend, you are destined for greatness. You're destined for greatness. It's just that a matter of time. Junior Rems, my friend, who I did the J&J podcast with, he said, Ntanga, you are multi-talented. I'm super proud of you. From last year, he was congratulating me to say, from podcast to radio, nigga, you're moving. And I said, it's the grace of God. There's nothing that you can do without God and ancestors. That's why I say I'm second of my name, first of my line. The names that I carry. Yeah, the names that I carry, Brian.
Hi, okay, let's take 2 minutes to digest this.
Yeah, to breathe.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Wow, you have a very interesting life.
Very.
Now, I wanna know something else now. Now,
Yeah.
we spoke about that part. Now, I wanna know. We've spoke about you and your violent side.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things as well as stuff. You even spoke about prison earlier on, but I don't want to get to that one. But you spoke about there's this inner beast inside of you that gets released whenever you're drunk and everything.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know what leads to that. Like, normally what happens that makes you end up, getting to that point where you move someone.
I want to remember, I told you that I'm not a person that believes in violence. Violence for me is not the answer, but fair to resort from violence, like stay away from violence. So you know what happens, right? I don't know if a lot of people do. This thing happens to them. We bottle a lot of things. As people, we bottle a lot of things. We hide a lot of pain inside of us. So when you're drunk and something just snaps, and then all of those, that rage just, and that your mind is, and then people would say, sorry for that, and people would then say, nah, but alcohol releases the true you. You've been meaning to do that. Nah, but fair to be, there's a lot of incidents where I've been drunk and then people provoked me, but I've never fought. But there's ones where it's like, this is the disrespect that I will not allow. You can do whatever thing that you want to do to me, Lisecha. You can curse at me, call me names. I do not allow disrespect. I don't. I'm a man. Actually, I'm not a man. I'm a young man. I've been taught respect. So all those things that I've been bottling inside, when they reach that moment and in the alcohol, it enrages me. But I've never been in fight besides the recent one where I really murdered that guy. Because that was utter disrespect. And you're not only disrespecting me, the people that I'm with, the parents that are nearby that are trying to say, no, Lisecha, it takes a village to raise a child. So you cannot speak that to an elderly person. I don't care. That's what the disrespect. I don't attain it. You beating up your girlfriend, you will die. I know the pain of not growing up with my biological mother. I know the parent. My dad is alive, but I do not have a relationship with that guy. Shout out to my stepdad. Shout out to Khochim Pushang Moko Mashabela. That's my dad. Yeah. So I see a person disrespecting a grown up, a parent. I do not attend to that. Sorry, my friend, I do not take that. Whatsoever, treat people with care, respect, and love. It doesn't matter what command. I have seen people making jokes about our foreign national brothers, making smacks and mama. We don't do that in my presence. I'm obligated as a citizen of South Africa to report and or deal with any wrongdoing that I see within the community. And this is my country. I'm the government to pay. Yeah. So do you think if I see someone breaking into someone's house, I must remain quiet? I cannot. That is why ngwana ga thoma itse lo tse di snacks ra mokgaleng. Ra ena na ga re etse swalo ne. A re na number ke ra o tla le mama ga. Mara ka go phasola pele. Ora o tla le ena, she understands why I did that because this is what I said, my lord, to say that it takes a village to raise a child, right? But then if that child or a child within a community is not embraced by this community, if the child is not embraced by that community, he will burn it down to feel its warmth. So we cannot have that. A lot of drug junkies, a lot of a menace of people in the community that only needed to be turned into the right direction. That is why we wouldn't have those people. Do you think if ever, let's say for instance, remember right now, the information that you have.
Yeah.
If you were someone that grew up without these things, and only needed channeling, and then channeler, would you have not become the president? Because even now, if you could get someone who will channel you, you can become the president of the country. You need channeling. So what about they need channeling that are not being channeled? That's why because they're not channeled in the right direction. You find people that come. They hold the honors, they hold what, because they do not have the right channeling. So that's why we have a problem. Now, I was raised by a woman that was a mother and father to me. That is why I'm channeled like this. And I grew up on the streets, right? Strata Senkudisize, kwa Strata Brayaga. Stayed with the hot man that, say, Lord Mogo Munabam floppies and whatsoever. But, hey, lie in the Braga, it's not a lie.
Whenever this guy gives me an answer, it leaves me with that.
It's a lot in that.
There's a lot that this guy has not been telling me for some time. Wow, man. And you're only 24, 23.
23. It's not, maturity is not determined by age. Maturity is not determined by age. Maturity is determined by the experiences that you have been going through in life and how you've decided to handle them.
Hi, my guy. Let's move on to now you're done with high school.
Yes.
We finished that part.
Yeah.
And then we are life after school. We spoke about that. You working at
Cavalier
Habatu House and
Yeah.
everything. We passed that one. Now we are getting back into the transition from being someone who gets a salary every month to being back
Every
to
week.
school. Every week,
Yeah.
to going back to school and only earning 1.5. How was the transition?
Wanaka. Khoshim pushang. Swatahu, mutsebenza mutu. Buffet, it's tough. I don't want to lie to you. Being a student, it's tough. But it's one of the things, the parts in life that one has to go down through. Right? Yeah. So I'm earning 1.5, 1.6, 1.2, 1.8. It fluctuates every week. Friday. You have to let that go, brag, and get 1.5. It was tough, man, but I survived. I remember, shout out to Toto Mukhotu, my first year, Rumza, go Alex. I love that nigga. We still talking. I love that nigga. Mm-hmm. We survived in Toto. Toto would tell you that Polelo came with a different mindset and I came with a different mindset, but we intertwined them and we survived. I remember Toto comes from, Liseja, I'll tell you this, and people don't take note of it, right? Mm-hmm. Where you come from boils you. There's certain things. Do you know that? And I'm not even afraid of it. Do you know that I've never been to McDonald's? Yeah, you see it, right?
Man, I should take you to McDonald's on one of the podcasts.
I've never been to McDonald's.
Do you want to go there?
Yeah, it's an experience that I've never been to McDonald's.
Why?
Right? Firstly, I could not afford it, and then I just didn't get the vibe behind it. I think it's overrated for me. I've been to dapper places.
Okay.
Right? So, yeah.
It's just a fast food restaurant, man. Why?
and then there was a time in my life where I could not afford it. And then I could not kill myself because I cannot afford McDonald's. I cannot do that. You can't.
Yeah.
Right? So, with Toto was used to this certain lifestyle from Goha. he got into Pretoria for the first time, and then in Nakentwana, you understand, I'm used to the streets. I'm like, hey, dude, introduce me to the lifestyle that you have, the bourgeoisie type of boys. I learned this from him. I love staying indoors now because of Toto. Toto loves staying indoors, man. Toto would sleep the whole day or be on TikTok and whatsoever. And then I started enjoying that because I used to go around, give a about or whatever. That drains you on its own. Toto taught me enjoying your own space, of being in your own space and just enjoying that. And that's what I love now. So when we got here, so we would then 1.5 and see how we could, maneuver, and we did, bro. We did. It was tough, but I managed. Bro. There's certain things I didn't have. I saw people wearing nicer clothes, but it didn't hurt me and so ever because I don't come from money. Because people will tell you that, no, how fit varsity 1.5 how make the most of it. Raga the ice cream, yeah, if you afford, do that. Now we have responsibilities. Sorry for that. We have responsibilities. You understand? Yeah.
Yeah, ne? It was actually a tough one now. Ne? Now we are getting to the end of it now. I want you to talk to me about your going into performing arts, becoming that devil.
The dungeon.
Like the dungeon.
Yeah, Lucifer Black Heart. Yeah, Black Dreams. Lucifer, the character's name was Lucifer Black Dreams. Performing arts is my life. I always tell people that there are 4 elements that people tend to think they're the same. There's a hobby, there's a job, there's a career, there's purpose. Hobby is something that you could do for free. You don't even have to be paid for it. You don't even have to know that I do that thing. It's my hobby. There's a job. It's something that I do because I have to pay the bills. I have to wake up and come here because I have to pay the bills. I won't die for this place. I can't. Then there's a career. Something that you're willing to die for. It's something that you're willing to make sacrifices for. And for me, that's performing arts. And there's a purpose. A purpose, it's what happens to people when you do what you do. You understand? So with me, performing arts is something that I would die for, something that I could die for. I love that thing with me because it's where I am. Once I tap into character and then I get on that stage, I'm free.
You become yourself.
I become myself. They will tell you in Chatsaga, the people that I've worked with. I'm chairman. Remember, I've been chairman of Drama Society, so Shanguve for 2 years running now. This is my 3rd year, but I'm thinking of giving up the ropes and giving it to someone else because you cannot hold on to a position for that long. You need to give other people also to handle things, right? So yeah, I fell in love with performing arts around 2016. From 2013 actually, but had my first show 2016. By this show called Keeping Our Freedom by Queen Reina Mokwena. This other lady from Kasiaka, Pretoria East, in the Cullinan and Refilwe. She introduced me to the space because I was a rapper. Used to do music. Right? Yeah. So she was like, dude, I love your energy. I've seen you around a couple of times. I love your energy. I think you could play the certain character that I'm having on my show. Come about it. And then I came around. I remember it was Wednesday and they're having a performance the following week, Wednesday, at State Theatre, the South African State Theatre. There was a theatre there called Momentum Theatre. Now it's called SK, Busiso Queen Theatre. So I did that show. I was playing 2 characters there. Yeah, that's why I loved it because now thing, the power of it. You're playing this character, when you're bloody rubberneck and you're trying to say, yeah, I've been telling you, mate, remember this, you understand?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, you understand, mate. Yeah. So the transition from playing this character, having to run go backstage, change a capital and come back, the adrenaline, and I was like, yeah. This is what I want to do. Yeah. So we did that. Then we formed a performing arts group called TPA. So the Performing Arts. We pushed, and then the niggas that I played with, my friends, they didn't have the same love, I think, or they didn't have, I don't know what happened with it, but it collapsed. And then out of TPA, I'm the only one that's pursuing performing arts now. Maybe my friends and my brothers in arms, when they get the chance, they will then continue with performing arts and whatsoever. But I told them that, Buffett, this is what I want to do. Every year I've been trying to revive TPA, and then I saw that I'm pushing the car giddy one. I was like, my friend, this is what I do. And my friends were like, Horosh, very supportive. But he's one actor that's very great. He was like, go, bro, go study those things and then bring the knowledge. Yeah, bring it back, okay, teach us, and then we'll work. So I'm saying that once I'm done with everything and it happens that I go back to Kasi, I'm going to revive Jalapilo Performing Arts. Or even if we open it in another name, but we're going to have that. So when I got to UT, started doing my journalism qualification, I didn't know there was a drama group. I heard of it from this other friend of mine, but I wasn't, yeah. Then came second year. I was doing a story. I was covering a story. Then Papa, how I found a drama group there. Hey man, guys, where have you been, man? But now we've been here, like, I'm interested. Yeah, but come to rehearsals. We went there really 6, and I returned to the rehearsals alone. Right? Shout out to my father in arts, a blessing Akajong Gabin de Braaka. Yeah, that guy made me the person that I am, the performer that I am. Braaka was like, no, Joe, come on. So I came to rehearsal. I found that they were having a show, a gender-based violence show. Nelly, the show was called Uneli, I think, yeah, Nelly. And then I got to play one of the lead characters there. And then I tell you this week, they're playing this week. The same way I started at TPA. I come this week, then the next week there's performance. Get on stage, wow. I killed it. Braaka, I remember Braaka sent me I collect these things where people tell you, give you credit, you need to take into it. And Braaka told me that, Ndanga, you're becoming a beast on stage. Now we need to channel that energy. We need to channel that power. And I was like, yeah, Braaka, you know what? I think I'm interested in this. I'm going to push. Later that year, 2 months afterwards, I was elected chairperson of Drama Society. And I've led until this year. I led them to the Hyper Festival where they won those awards you were saying I won. Yeah. Then I wrote with Performing Arts. Braaka had the idea of the dungeon. Right? And then I worked with him on that show. We made it how it is. That is why he credited me as the director, because I directed it. To say, he was like, no, man, you wrote this thing practically, because I had the idea, we wrote it, but then you also came with input and whatsoever, directed and see how it does. And he directed, he was teaching also. He was also coaching me also to say, go also in the space of directing, because you have the leadership capabilities of it, right? So I directed it. And remember, we had the first performance here where you saw it.
Yeah, it was dope, bro.
Yeah.
Dope.
Then come 2023, and then he calls me. I said, dude, Junior, Chairman, they called me Chairman. Hyper Festival is coming. Grahamstown is calling. What's happening? What is it going to be? I'm like, Braaka, let's take it. Grahamstown is the National Arts Festival where the whole of Africa performs there. We couldn't go there because shout out to DED, shout out to Together, shout out to Brajax Banyoni. They're the ones we are under their leadership. Together was like, Junior, you guys are registered at the Hyper Festival. So what are you taking? I said, you know what? I'm taking the dungeon. I'm going to work on it more. We're going to work on it more. Because we know that it has the potential that it can play there, win, go to Grahamstown and win. And Braaka will tell you, me and my cast will tell you, Akona Zivani Wananga, you know Ako, right?
Yeah.
Peterson, Direi, Macy, Nonkani, so I can name the whole cast. Zintle Mpowar Ramateja, Nkemele, Mshompere. They will tell you that when Polelo, why we call him chairman, is for that particular reason. We would work from 10 in the morning to 2 o'clock in the morning. Come on.
Following day.
Yeah. I did not have time to play. I came here, I was doing the morning show on TUTFM. Did the show, Kichaisa at 10. At 10, they're already bathed, they're already having breakfast because we came to go for 2 weeks at the North Campus. We came to the 2 weeks, preparing there, working with you. I worked with Ako to say, I wrote those lines for you. Braaka wrote those lines for you. I'm going to direct you. You're going to give me the character that I want you to have. And you're going to kill it, and we're going to kill it. And we did. And come the Hyper Festival, I'll send you a video. I still have it where I predicted it. Remember, we went to the Hyper Festival. We performed twice. Got a standing ovation. I think 5 minutes or so. Now, when you get a standing ovation in theater, bra, you kill. You rocked. Now, I remember on the days of the awards, I was telling him I was having a video. And I say, chairman, what are we doing here? And I say, boy, we are fetching the award for the best production, the best director. We are not yet inside the venue. I'm just speaking, babbling. But then that is the power of God, Brian, to say that you manifest these things. Once you believe into something and you work upon it, you're going to achieve those things. And now I'm speaking what? Best production, best director. That's all. Those are the awards. I'm hoping that when we get into the ceremony, then we sit here. Push. They come. Number 3. I don't think they really had number 3. They just said those. They are number 3, number 2, and they said. And then I'm sitting like this. I'll show you. I don't know if you can go to the Hyper Festival page, the ceremony days. I'm sitting like this. My friend Ethel Manachi was watching the awards live. Was watching the awards live, and then they say the best production. I'm like. I don't know what Zivano Mananga is like. He will tell you that, chairman, don't worry, chairman. That man, I love that guy to bits. It's like, I don't know. Peterson is talking to his friend there, and then I'm like, and then I say, the best production. I'm like, social movie. Gaga! Check that video. Throwing chairs around. On time, best production, social move at the dungeon. Papa, right? My niggas, they go on stage, take the award, come back. I'm like, yeah, we went.
I came back with something.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, now I'm satisfied. But I don't care about others. I got what I wanted here. Now they say, they come. Best actress, Nontoni Pumaluleka from the dungeon. Michael Cast. I'm first started, go there, she takes it. And then they say, best director, right? Best director. I'm like, yo, bruv, but I'm sitting down. I'm like, God, I'm what I must do. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, mama. Polelo Madisa, social movie. Power, nigga, yeah! We're going up on stage. My friend Kineilwe was the stage manager by that time. He went on stage and got the award, right? And it was fine with me because I was overwhelmed, right? Those are the awards that I came there for. I'm okay, right? I'm okay. And they say, and now, the best actor. Now, I'm voting for Peterson. Remember, he was playing the character of Jonas Kaufman, a renowned musician. He killed his lines, best costume. And I'm like, I'm voting for him because he's been saying the whole of time that, dog, I'm bringing that award home. I'm like, yeah, Mokwena boy. I'm sitting like this. Best actor. I'm not even terrified because I'm not even thinking that I will win or anything. Yeah. Ethel will tell you she was watching those alive and she's like, Polelo. I remember she sent me a screen recording. She said, when they said best actor, Polelo, ne?
Yeah.
And then they say, and she says, and then the Groot Minister was like, because we didn't have your names, we'll call out the character. The best actor is like, that guy from Social Move who was playing Sata. My nigga, best believe me, I felt like my heart was like, yo, what? I couldn't believe it because next thing, I was in the air. My niggas, was like, boo. Peterson, my nigga, was like, yes. But come on, Satan. Character, best actor, Lucifer, Black Dreams. I'm like, yo, bruv, I don't want to lie. That award, I didn't expect that I'll win it. I'd literally. Right. 3 awards. Right? The car is non-clonable. It's 4. Best poet, Aisha Ramatina Amkhelang.
Aisha, I want her here.
You understand?
I want her on that chair.
Bruv, I worked with Aisha. Great poet. Lindo Kushi. Bruv, all combine those awards that we brought share under my leadership. 8 of them. 8 of them. That is why it says, I've stayed in that leadership chair and I've achieved what I've achieved. Now I'm giving someone. Remember, we have to mentor each other. I cannot, because yes, I'm good, but there's someone who can be better than me. Right, with the right channeling. So someone is taking the position this year. I'm keeping on directing, and then this year definitely Grantstown.
Bravo.
Right, we're running out of time. Let's close it. Let's wrap it up.
But my guy, wow, we spoke about a lot of things. I even wanted us to speak about radio, but I can see what I know.
Yeah, I think we'll have to have part 2. Yeah, we'll have part 2. Yeah, if the people say bring that guy back or whatsoever, we'll have part 2.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Because there's a lot that we have to talk about, right? We haven't got into the parts that you wanted us to talk about.
Yeah.
And I haven't also, and yeah. So yeah, do watch out for us. Do check me out. I'm shooting movies this year. I'm working for another company. I'll disclose everything once it's right. But we're shooting movies this year. Yeah, we're trying a lot of things.
I'm going to definitely put his socials underneath. And if he allows, I can even put his number.
Yeah, yeah, I don't have a problem.
In the description section. And please, check out Polelo Madisa. He's one of the best actors South Africa can produce. Yeah. And... Bona, he's doing the most, and I also can attest to say, you know what, this is one of the most dedicated people that I've ever met.
Salute.
People who, you know, whenever they do something, they do it. Because what's the use of doing something if you're not gonna
go 100% on it? I love what you say when as one of the best actors that South Africa could produce, and it will produce, because like I said in the beginning that I'm coming from Pretoria East. I'm Refilwe's finest, the best Cullinan could offer. And if I become Cullinan's finest, then I'll be the best Pretoria could offer. And then if I come out from Pretoria and Pretoria's finest, the best Gauteng could offer. Come out of Gauteng, I'm Gauteng's finest, the best South Africa could offer. Come out of South Africa, the best Africa could offer. Come out of Africa, the best the universe could offer. You understand? Yes, salute. In closing, my favorite, you know how it is. This is me, Polelo Jr., aka the Pretorian Prince, well known as the Big Nose Boy in the Redhead. Kentwana Pitori, Twana Ratswana, Ramala Polo Kamanala. I'm Refilwe's finest, the best Cullinan could ever. Kimushima Yana Wamachautu, the Commander in Chief. So do check out this episode and also the other episodes that Lisecha has posted, and also those will come afterwards, right? This has been a great time, Lisecha. Authentic Reflections with Lisecha Sinosh.
Thank you so much for that nice closing. And please, if you love this podcast, you can even put it on your social media.
Yeah.
And tag me at Lisecha at TJA_SENOSHA at _Senosha. Tag me, I'll definitely share it to my status and everything. And please, like I leave you in all the podcast. Cheers, bye.
Tango, we out.
Authentic Reflections with Lisecha Senosha.